One of the, there we go. I just needed to start all over again because I forgot to hit the record button elsewhere. One of the, or one of my favorite artists, in fact, my favorite artist, was an American painter named Thomas Kinkade, who regrettably passed away in 2012. Thomas Kinkade would paint these paintings of landscapes, of houses, of buildings, like all of these romantic scenes that could have been taken straight out of a movie or a novella or even a fairy tale. They were that beautiful. And most of his critics would argue that his art was too shallow, too superficial, there was no depth, there was no nuance. It was just too banal, really. Like it was just the basics, very very basics, very very rudiment, or it was very very basic, very very rudimentary, which is fine. I mean, each to their own. I like rudimentary and I like the basics, and I especially appreciate that kind of art. So to me, it doesn't matter at all. Here's what's important though, and here's the important business lesson, because here's sadly what happened. Thomas Kinkade drank himself to death, regrettably. I don't exactly know precisely how it happened, but I believe he was at home. He was enjoying himself. He liked hitting the bottle. He obviously also liked to eat because he wasn't exactly athletic or fit. But he liked to drink. He liked to have a swig here and there. And one night he had too many swigs, or too big a swig, really, and he died of an alcohol overdose, really. Also, I think the autopsy revealed that he was using Valium too much, or he died of an overdose of Valium as well. So he was using probably Valium to treat himself. He passed away in his sleep, surrounded by the paintings he loved that he had made. Horrible, really. Whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but I am going to get into the business and persuasion lessons when it comes to overindulgence. See, the same way that he overindulged in alcohol and food that eventually literally got him killed, the same way two of the major airlines in my country are overindulging in their reputation, or what used to be their reputation. Because I'm telling you right now, these two major airlines in my country, they absolutely suck balls. They're horrible. They're aberrant. Their customer service is non-existing. They're always delayed. If you even attempt to call a customer agent and you say, let's say that you've lost your bag, or that you can't find your bag, or your bag has been delayed or whatever, and you want to call someone. Well, first of all, you think that maybe the person handling the boarding or some such at the gate could help you. Nope. Turns out they can't, because they don't work in the same department. So you're left to call this number. They don't have any representatives at the airports. And if they do, they're out for lunch. And so you call them. Maybe you have to hold for 30 minutes at the very least. And if you're lucky, they might be able to trace down your luggage, but then you're going to have to wait another day or two. And then you're going to have to pay extra, usually. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. I don't think you have to pay extra as of right now, but that wouldn't surprise me. Hypothetically, in the future, you probably have to pay extra, I would assume. Anyway, just as these major airlines have indulged in their past reputation and their past glory, so to speak, they're dying a slow death. Prices are going up. Customer service is getting more and more out of control. It's not enjoyable anymore to ride an airplane with those two airlines. It's just horrible. And I don't know if there are any good airlines left, to be honest, because they all seem to be headed in the same direction, where they're cutting costs, They don't care about customer reputation. They don't care about customer service. They all care about their profit margins, really. So the same way that this painter passed away regrettably by overindulging in alcohol, the same way these airlines are passing away by overindulging in their reputation, which is pretty much non-existent anymore. And so the business lesson is, of course, don't lose touch with your market. Maintain touch with your market, with your customers, with your clients, and make sure to serve them first and foremost, not yourself. If you want to learn more about persuasion from a business perspective, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.